Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's good to see that you guys are back and joining me for another video. I'm obviously directing all this content at entrepreneurs on social media, coaches and consultants specifically at the moment, but also obviously entrepreneurs that own enterprises and show themselves or display themselves on social media. I'm here for you guys. Today I want to obviously just go through a pretty important subject for me, and I'm going to title this why your content sucks and how you guys can get through the blockage that you might be in. Because I've come to kind of learn content on social media, especially from the lens of an entrepreneur or, a coach or a consultant. It's very misunderstood in the first place. Let me just get into a couple facts that I've perceived over the past like 2 years being in this space. I think there's a massive trust deficit that is about showing results and displaying yourself. In terms of displaying your accreditation online, I think there's this weird like trust gap that's happening because a lot of people are doing it inauthentically. I think there's a large presence of individuals online who share themselves in a way that I've said this in previous videos. I called it the desired reality leap. I think there's a lot of individuals that share themselves in a way that is sharing specific values to create a specific perception in the audience's mind. And again, it's as simple as I can show you a desired reality and I can sell you your own desires, and it's quite easy to do business that way, to collect results and to obviously compound it that way. Not to say you can't do business this way. I just think it's a strange way to build accreditation, and it's ruined the coaching space a little bit because again, like someone like me, I have studied coaching from old school lenses to what it is today, and down to pretty much I think just the basic general understanding of coaching models and what different types of coaching there is and how we can do that as a coach or a consultant. I don't think it's very well understood in a lot of the entrepreneurs that do take presence on social media today, and that's why it's created such an illusion of like, okay, there's such a lot of, there's a large amount of people doing social media and doing entrepreneurship, and there's a lot of people doing, for example, content for larger creators or clipping for creators, or your help info offers scale, or people doing info offers scale, whatever it is. There's definitely no shortage of saturation in the market. There's a lot of people doing a lot. There's a lot of people saying that they're the expert and showing results in certain ways, and that's why we've got this trust deficit, this accreditation issue. But it's nothing fucking new. I think this is also something I want to drive to you guys in this video. It's nothing new. Coaching has always struggled with accreditation issues. That's why we have certain things like the ICF, like certain institutions that you can go to and become an accredited coach. Those are obviously older ways for the democratized kind of sense of coaching. That's a route, for example, a lot of South African coaches have gone through. Not obviously too many global coaches that I'm familiar with, but obviously you guys can comment below if I'm wrong there. The problem is what I've seen throughout like past 15 years in general in coaching. I think people really have, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, we really, really have to understand that how you share your accreditation is really key. And that's what really gets to this trust gap. And for me, it's been content creation where I can create that space of association that cuts through. And it's posting through this operationally transparent lens, which means I post like this. It's so down to earth. I'm talking directly to you guys, the individuals that I actually work with one on one every single day. I'm talking to you guys though on the other side of the camera, the ones that I haven't yet maybe stepped into a conversation with and discussed things with. And I think again, when we can drop a lot of the crazy focus on certain external things like desired reality trapping your audience, you can portray a version of self or a version of you and your accreditation in a much more authentic, down to earth way. And you can still do it in ways that you create that serious, high intent pull to your content where maybe it, turns into inbound because of a couple other things that you've set up. Now, I know there was a lot to take in, but truthfully, what that means is drop the act. If you guys check out my Instagram page, Matt the Strategist, you guys can see it's constant. I post a lot every day, which means you can very quickly tell I don't really have too much desire to over edit things. I don't really enhance what's already enhanced, and that's again me, the demonstration of my knowledge and skills, and my accreditation, which should be the thing that's in focus by running a personal brand if you're selling an offer as a coach or consultant. So it becomes a more authentic lens that's favored over a more edited or crafted lens, if you understand what I'm saying. And that more authentic lens can still be very high quality in terms of cinematics, in terms of actual design of video, storytelling, if you must. There's so much that really goes into it. But again, the authentic lens is an essential if you want to cut through that kind of trust issue or trust gap that is very clearly present in the current modern day coaching space. And I'm talking to online coaches and consultants who are doing offers through social media or IG or YouTube specifically. And yeah, I just want to make sure you guys remember this isn't a new issue. It's nothing new. It's nothing you should be terrified of or worried like, okay, the info space or the coaching space is going to go downhill in the next 6 or 12 months. It's fucking not. It's not going anywhere. If you do this properly, you can become exceptionally successful. If you're young like me, you can do it at a young age if you actually just share yourself correctly and drop that act a little bit. Again, there's no need to validate self when you can simply demonstrate self. It's a different lens that does exactly what you need it to do to create that pull from your audience with intent and interest. So part 2 of why your content sucks, I have to kind of be honest, because this is something I perceived in myself a long time ago. Like, it's about 2 years ago now. I wasn't scripting deep enough, and I don't mean scripting every word in your video. I wasn't strategizing enough, and that means going on Notion every fucking Sunday. I'm planning Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even down to Sunday's content to a T. Exactly what you need to do, who you need to reach, how you need to reach it. Plan every step of the way. Not GPT, not Claude. That is not you. Do not let something else take control of your own hands and capability and competence. Do it yourself. Plan out those things. See what you have to do ahead of you to get to, from A to B. And you are going to basically enter a routine that you see is much better to create high quality content. Again, this is one of the most absurd reasons why a lot of people are just slacking on content creation and why it doesn't create that like stupid intent from an audience like you may see certain individuals and industry leaders like myself may receive. A lot of people aren't getting there simply because of their own planning, and I know that's a tough one to swallow, but it's completely truthful. And I do mean, like, every single week you should be able to go down to your Google Calendar and you should be able to see every single day, okay, at 3 p.m. I've got a content slot for about an hour. This is exactly what I'm going to form. This is how I'm going to do it. Then you've got your editing slots, and it's all seamless and smooth running to shoot, execute, edit, and post content that is high quality and actually speaks to the audience that you're trying to speak to. And with this planning, you're able to also add another data point. The planning goes into the execution, which has insights that come out of the other end. And all of this, once you start looping every week and you start iterating and working from what you did last week and starting to, fix the cracks and looking at the data and actually improving by implementing what you find in the data, you start realizing how valuable content is when it's strategized and when it's deeply, deeply intent-based. Like, for me, every single video is completely intent-based. I can actually go on my Notion right now and my Google Calendar, and I saw exactly what this video title is. Under it, in the description, I can see exactly the points I need to cover. It's not scripted because that's kind of not authentic to me. That doesn't also demonstrate knowledge and skills in real time. That's why I do these things, just talking straight to you guys like this. No script, no nothing in front of me as well. I think a lot of individuals are just so used to saying shit with a fucking screen in front of you. And I'm sorry, excuse my French, but that's one of the reasons that you can be seen and you're being demonstrated as someone who has a lack of skills and knowledge available because you're relying on something to kind of help you through that process rather than strategizing and knowing that you can do it yourself. So again, that strategy can really, really just take you forward and change that little aspect of planning that can really change video design, structure of your week, the way your content hits, the way your content goes out, the way your content is received, everything. Planning and strategizing can really, really just be that last thing that pushes you through that door that you're trying to get through. The last thing I want to go through here is more a part of actual psychology. This is personal between you and me. And the reason that you might not be getting the most out of content right now is because you might not be acting from the version of yourself that you know is the most competent version of you. I think a lot of us are doing a lot because we feel we need to just get that out there. And again, speed is obviously favorable in regards to your journey of success. Don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of individuals are doing online business or coaching or consulting and starting this journey and creating these empires for themselves, but often using content as a validation tool. Sometimes feeling like it's maybe, I've got to find that format or find that missing piece. When you realize that, again, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on mentorships, you realize that not even the mentorships give you that golden ticket to, that end goal. It's about the golden nuggets that you piece together along the way. And I want to just tell you that content can be a very powerful validation tool, but it can also be a very dangerous trap in the fact that sometimes if you don't really, really just take a deep look at self and realize maybe I'm not, speaking from the version of myself that I would come onto and pay immediately. It's not creating that emotional pull from my content that, I feel that it could. You're simply just not operating at your highest self. And like, that is just basics like self-mastery and psychology I play here and being demonstrated because there's a filter basically within you and your output, like in that space, in that equation. And that filter is perception at the end of the day. Again, like if your perception is locked into, again, if say for example you've been through trauma in a specific way and it's molded your mind to see things how you see today, that is a filter. That filter dictates what your output can produce, how it produces, the quality of what it produces. So if we don't sometimes just deep look and really look into our own psychology, what creates our perceptions, why it's there, and everything in between, sometimes we don't even see that last little point that I had to see along the way, that I use content to validate a version of myself online that I was trying to build accreditation for and prove when I had nothing to fucking prove in the first place. I had something to demonstrate, something to document, rather than this version of self to chase. And I think that's one of the biggest and most present things that I can see in the consulting space right now, especially in entrepreneurs that are like 20 to 25 years old. It's definitely it actually breaks my heart a little bit to see so many young entrepreneurs fall into this trap. And it's something that I've fallen into before, and it hurts when you see, like, coming out of it, when you see that picture from outside of yourself, it hurts a little bit. So I don't want you to fall into the same trap. So today's video was 3 little simple ways why your content may suck and may not be giving you what it can give you, and why you need to obviously just deep look a little bit. And this is obviously a couple steps how you can do so and just realize your own true potential with content creation. And obviously for those who made it to the end of this video, I hope this video has helped you. And if you're new here, please drop a subscription on my YouTube channel. If you don't follow my Instagram, you can get a more daily kind of window into my life. And I share a lot of kind of private stuff through my Instagram as well. So please drop a follow on my IG at Matt the Strategist. It's the same username across, my YouTube and Instagram. And for those of you who want to work, you can check the description in this video. There's a couple things that I've left for you, and you can send me a message through on Instagram, and we'll obviously get you acquainted with myself privately or with my team. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, and I truly hope this helped you on your own entrepreneurship journey and within content creation. Thanks for watching. Ciao.